These particular villagers haven't always lived here, but they did live within miles. And since they recognize no borders and hold no political views that can be well defined, they're just as happy in this place as they can be under the circumstances. Here, under the shelter of the guns of Prang, they continue to live much as they did before. Now, however, they have to gear their living to the war that rages around them from time to time. Each home has a bunker, and these non-military bunkers are reinforced with anything at hand. Many times, some Army sandbags are at hand, too, and they wind up here. But the Montagnards are not thieves by any means, and it's likely the military equipment seen here and there are the proceeds of a trade, probably for some of that potent homemade rice wine. While we were visiting this village, the province chief came to see what the villagers need. Later, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph W. Julian, the province advisor, gave me this report.
Well, the procedures are with the social welfare people to find out how many people there are, just what their problems. They will also provide bulgur and rice out of the social welfare program, plus clothing. There is a provision for those that have suffered their houses burned, so on. In addition, there is a certain amount of other materials that are provided to help them get resettled and restarted again. And this will last a certain period of time under the current regulations of the Vietnamese government and the programs.
Colonel Julian, these people were moved here from an area closer to Cambodia, which is still only a few hundred meters away. I wonder what happens when the whole thing is over. Do they go back to where they came from, or have they decided to cast their lot here?
Well, they originally were moved in here to provide more security for them, because in their border position, they were right along the Cambodian border and could be harassed by the Viet Cong moving in the area. And the camp here was unable to provide them that necessary security so that they could live a little more peacefully, even though they've had this conflict here recently. So they've been moved in here. They will get resettled. There is good land around here for farming, and this is their native lands and tribal lands. So this is where they want to live. Not necessarily do they want to move anyplace else. They like it here, and they seem to get along very well and thrive on it. But with the security that we can provide and get them restarted again, get their crops in, see what we can do to help them get squared away. This is done through the Vietnamese. We only help to advise and to see where we can provide those assets that the Vietnamese do not have.
As far as this village, about 1 kilometer from Prang, is concerned, it's rather a cooperative effort. The people who live here got medical care at Prang. Certain amounts of food are brought in through Prang to them to help them sustain their way of life. But their way of life is the most important thing. Prang benefits because when they look down here and see the Montagnards going into their bunkers, they know they're about to receive a visit from someone. Jim Kincaid, ABC News.